Hey guys, Pathogen Gaming here, and today we are going to be having a look at the Trials of the Nine loot table that has been available to the player community this week. Thankfully enough, I was able to jump into a couple of games with a good group of friends, and we managed to get a flawless ticket, and I'll be able to show you guys today, if you haven't seen already, the loot that is available from the different vendors at the Trials of the Nine. So, what we are going to do just now, guys, is we're going to jump into the social space and have a little look-see at what is available to us. And as you can see there, I was a bit of a silly one and tried to go into the event. So, let's launch this up, and I'll see you guys in there in just a moment. So here we are, guys, in the unknown space, or commonly known as the Third Spire, which is the social space for the Trials of the Nine. A very beautiful snowy landscape with these different vendors. Now, I may want to point out to yourselves that accumulating different levels of wins throughout the Trials of the Nine will allow you to use these elevators to move further up the spire and be able to speak to the different emissary of the Nine. Per game, you may actually end up picking up the tokens known as the Tokens of the Nine. So, with these tokens, you are able to exchange them with these vendors for different pieces of gear. And as promised, we are going to talk to the first one right here and see what loot is available. So, the first emissary of the Nine only, in fact, provides the option to exchange the Trials of the Nine tokens. But let me just show you guys what would happen if you were to exchange the tokens. So, let's put a couple in. 1, 2, and as you see, it provides you with a Trials engram. If I was to preview that, we can have a little look as to what loot is available just now. Right now, it is the Channeling Cowl, the Channeling Wraps, the Channeling Robes, the Flowing Trends, and the Judgment's Wrap for the Warlock. And of course, just going from the list here of weapons, I'm able to acquire either the Judgment Hand Cannon, the Relentless Pulse Rifle, a Sudden Death Shotgun, the Long Walk Sniper Rifle, the Adjudicator Submachine Gun, the Last Breath Auto Rifle, or Purpose, which is a Scout Rifle. And of course, nice added bonus is a couple of shaders that would be added in as well. So, let's accept this engram just to show you guys what we could potentially get. So, I have acquired a Sudden Death Shotgun, and I also was able to get additional loot and got the legendary gloves for the Warlock, which are the High-Minded Complex at 356 defense. Now, that's just the first vendor. That would be just from playing your first Trials of the Nine game, and that would bring you to the start of the social space. So, let's see what happens if we go over to this. So as you see, it shoots us up, and it takes us to this platform right here, to another emissary of the Nine. Now, going back to what we said before, guys, obviously accumulating the wins, they then do start rewarding you with these different engrams, and as you can see, the light level is now in line with my character's light level, which is 360 plus, and of course this would scale depending on the light level of your character. I would imagine if we go into preview, similar setup again as to what is available. Luckily enough, this doesn't change, but let's see what we get this time. So, I got the shaders, which is always cool to get. I got 5 legendary shards, and I also got a Cold Sweat, which I believe is the hand cannon. That's pretty nice. It's arc. Let's just have a look at what the weapon perk is for this weapon. So, Precision Frame. Recoil pattern on this weapon is more predictable vertical, fires quickly with high accuracy. And then of course we have the different changes here: fast draw, slideways, and Grave Robber. Melee kills reload a portion of the magazine, which, to be fair, would actually be pretty handy in PvE as well as pretty viable in PvP. But I believe this is from acquiring 3 wins in the Trials of the Nine consecutively. So, moving forward, let's see what else we're able to pick up today. I do love this view though. I really do. Although, from what I've heard and what I've been told, we might be expecting some kind of changes to the Trials when the Forsaken DLC finally drops. And I, for one, am definitely curious as to what they may implement into the game for this event when the Forsaken DLC does come. Okay, so here we are again. Let's see what we're looking to get this time, guys. So, it looks to be we've got shaders again, which is perfect. It's always good to get as many shaders as possible, just so you can have different cosmetic looks on different pieces of gear. And it also looks like we got another hand cannon, this time the kinetic version. This week, it looks like they are supplying us with the legendary Sparrow for 10 legendary shards, known as the K9 Rising. Let's have a look at this Sparrow. Pretty interesting, pretty neat design to it. I like the grille at the front. The colour scheme will probably be changed, but overall, it is a nice Sparrow. It has an improved propulsion until unit that has received some specialist tuning and a random mod. So, fingers crossed on what we get, but let's buy it. It's always nice to grab these things, and the faction rewards, depending on what your reputation is at, you will also have the option to buy the motion to vacate shotgun, the motion to suppress submachine gun, and you'll also have access to motion to compel, which is the scout rifle for reaching rank 15 this season. Now, this is pretty cool. So, again, let's progress with the video going forward, guys. So as we move on, we get to see more of the spire and the landscape. It is such a beautiful snowy wilderness. Unfortunately, I am a sucker for the aesthetics in this game. Bungie have done a very good job with a lot of the layered developments within the game for certain areas, especially like this. Okay, so this vendor is a little different. Unlike before, where we were able to collect an engram that would give us a randomly generated loot, we do now have at this point the option to pick what piece of equipment we would like to accept. So I've been provided with the option to take the End, which is a legendary scout rifle, a Swift Verdict, which is a Void legendary sidearm, or Purpose, which is a kinetic scout rifle at 364. We can see here that they all come with different perks, and this comes with precision frame, the weapon's recoil pattern is more predictably vertical, and the last part of it is pulse monitor, which auto reloads part of the magazine when wielder is critically wounded, which is pretty handy in those close quarter fights, or even those fights where it's going to go either way. It may make the ape of a difference. The sidearm, that comes with Zen movement, causing damage with this weapon, increases its stability. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like the idea of that. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below, and what your favourite perk is with the weapons. It doesn't necessarily have to be Trials of the Nine. It could be your favourite weapon, or even your favourite loadout that you have at this moment in time. This weapon comes with lightweight frame, superb handling, move faster with this weapon equipped. It also comes with explosive payload, which is pretty interesting for a scout rifle, that projectiles create an area of effect detonation on impact. And to be honest, I like the idea of that, so we are going to take the scout rifle. It also looks to be, again, similar to the previous vendor, guys. You will have access to purchase with your Glimmer, motion to vacate, motion to suppress, or even a motion to compel, depending on respectively what rank you are this season. And they are selling the ship for 10 legendary shards, which is the Burning Bright Tiger, which looks like this. Now, I have this on my Warlock at this moment in time, and I do like the ship. I will not lie, it has caught my eye, and I wanted to get it from the moment I seen it. But for those people out there that enjoy the aesthetics in the game and like having different ships, it was just to point out that it is available at this point in time. Don't ask why I just threw a grenade. I think last time I was on, I did change my button layout, so I'm going to quickly change it back, if it will let me. No, it's not. Oh, that's because I'm not doing the right thing. I'm silly. There we go. There we go, that's what we were wanting. Right, so, once you have all of that, guys, if you are lucky enough to acquire a flawless card with the Trials of the Nine event, you will then be able to come to this area and enter this ominous purple pit, and we shall go down that just now. And we're falling. Oh, and it slows us down. And it brings us into this wonderful interior. I do like this. The stars are moving. Well, I'm assuming they're stars. And we have this very, very big emissary of the Nine over here. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, yep, there they are. The spiritual horses are right there, which is pretty cool. So, this is the final vendor, guys. If you guys are able to get a flawless run at Trials of the Nine, you will be able to speak to this vendor, who will give you the option between either the gloves this week, or it will be your bond, cloak, or mark, dependent on what class you've picked. So I am going to quickly have a look-see here. What could I use in sense of an upgrade? I am gonna take the gloves. Let's take the gloves. Again, you are able to hand in your Trials of the Nine reward tokens here in exchange to boost your reputation and respectively get a random piece of equipment, or you can spend 10 legendary shards and grab the Knight's Piece shell, which is an exotic ghost shell, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like right now. Personally, again, I do use this on my Warlock. I do like being able to stand out from the crowd, and it looks different. The mods that come with the Knight's Piece shell are all pretty handy in their own right. All XP gains increased by 10%, generate gunsmith telemetry data on any elemental weapon kills, which is perfect. At least then you're not restricted if you're somebody that enjoys leveling up their gun mod. So, the last perk is a random mod, a mod with arbitrarily generated upgrades, which could be entirely and completely random. But there you have it, guys. We have had a look-see at the loot table available this week for Trials of the Nine. I hope you guys have found this video useful. I do apologise if it isn't the best. This is my first time, if I'm entirely honest, with YouTube, but I am also looking to improve, so any feedback, constructive criticism, and any little points and tips, I would appreciate it greatly. If you guys did find the video handy, useful, or even just enjoyed the video, by all means feel free to subscribe and like the video. It would mean a lot to myself, and I hope to see you guys next time in the next video based on Destiny. Take care, thank you for watching.